What do you want to talk about, mate? Anything. Anything. Hey, sexy listeners. Whoop, 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 whooping Gundam style. Whoa, welcome back to the Anything Podcast. No, I'm joking.
That was gay as fuck.
I'm sorry.
Don't ever do that again.
I won't. I'm sorry.
Oh, should have shot in your face for that.
Yeah. Let's keep it cool.
Yeah. Do you know what I was thinking about the other day?
Maryland cookies.
No.
No.
Right. This actually blew my mind a bit.
Mhm.
I'm not, just to get this out of the way, I'm not homophobic.
Right.
I have no problem with gay people whatsoever.
Right.
But how come when people are gay, you can tell they're gay by looking at them or listening to them?
Because they can.
Like 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
when a man talks to you that's gay, you can tell he's gay without him telling you he's gay.
Yeah.
Why? Like, is there something in them?
I think what happens, women being attracted to men.
Yeah.
Right. They become like
Do you mean-
feminists.
Yeah, do you mean like they relate to women
No.
more?
I think like being gay, like actually being gay,
Yeah.
they have that same attraction, so they become more feminine.
Yeah, but is it something they become or something they are?
Or I don't know. I really don't know. It
Getting deep.
is getting deep. But
Ugh.
no, shut up. I think it's just like, I don't know if it's something they are or what they become, whatever.
I just think it's weird.
But
how,
I think that's what happens. It's like all down to hormones
Yeah.
and shit.
I just think it's really weird how people say there's nothing wrong with gay people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them.
No, there ain't.
I'm saying there's something different about them.
Yeah.
Like, for you to be able to tell when they're gay without knowing that they're gay, there's got to be something different.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what that different thing is. Like, why do they sound more feminine? Not always, just a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So when you talk to a gay person, you know you're talking to a gay person.
Yeah. I think it's the thing as well, like, with lesbians.
Yeah, they look really butch.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
I think they've got
The opposite.
the opposite, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
they become more masculine.
Yeah. I think that's because in a
Because they have
relationship,
the attraction for women.
I think in a relationship, by nature, well, this is obvious anyway, by nature there's a male and a female.
Yeah. Masculine and feminine.
Yeah. And when you're gay, you might like the same gender, but you want those different qualities.
Yeah.
That's why when you see a lesbian couple, there's usually
A butch.
one butch one
Yeah.
and one
Girly girl one.
girly one. And the same as usually in a gay male relationship.
Yeah.
There'll be one that's more girly,
Yeah.
one that's more masculine.
Yeah.
Because someone has to assume that role.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had just two people that were basically the same, I don't think it would work.
No.
Because it's like opposites attract.
Yeah.
So if you've got two men, they can't really get very opposite. And so one of them assumes the male role, but one of them assumes the female role,
Yeah.
but it's like unspoken. Like if you were to ask them, they would probably be offended by that.
Yeah, like walk up to like, which one's the butch one?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
clearly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'd be offended by that,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, no, we're both equal, or we're both the same. It's like, in reality, I just think male and female are, there's an attraction there that gay people sort of inherit.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not there naturally, so one of them assumes the other role.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just something I thought about.
No, it's good. It's good thinking.
But like, just to clarify, I love gay people.
Okay.
I'm not gay myself.
I was
but-
going to say at the sound of it.
But I do love gay people. I love all people. I love everyone.
I love you too, man.
I love
Some guy
everyone,
in the
bro.
background.
I put a Snapchat up the other day.
Yeah, I seen it.
Did
I
you
love
see it?
everyone, yeah.
I love everyone.
Yeah.
And then this girl messaged me. She was like, "That's nice that you love everyone." I didn't really know what to think of that. I don't know if she's being sarcastic or what, but I think more people should be like that.
Yeah. And then we'd have less shit in the world.
Everyone's got it in though.
Of course you have.
You know what I mean?
But it's usually things that have happened like which make people more aggressive and
I think
even how they want to be.
Even when there's all this anger in the world, I think everyone still has it in them to love everyone and just to be nice.
Yeah.
Everyone still has that in them. I soundly believe that because I was the same. I've been through stages in my life where I've hated everyone.
Yeah.
Where I've just not wanted any human contact. I've not wanted to talk to anyone because I didn't like people.
Yeah.
And that all came from an anger within me, directed at people for whatever reasons, like some bad shit that's happened to me, so I sort of hate the world for it.
Yeah.
But when you realise again it's all in you, you can still love everyone. I don't know, I think it's social conditioning mainly.
Big
It's
words.
like, huh?
They're big words for me.
Social conditioning. So basically, do you know the things you see on TV?
Yeah.
The things you see in adverts, everything you see around you is conditioned.
Right.
So it's put there for a purpose. And I think it's fucked up at the minute. Like what we have on display at the minute is fucked up. So you'll see a lot of films with so much violence in it now.
That's all people know.
Unnecessary violence and hatred. There's so much of it in films and music and TV that people think it's normal.
Yeah.
And so they inherit those
quality, well not quality.
Yeah, those qualities.
Yeah.
It is a quality. Bad or good, it is a quality. And people inherit those without thinking about it because they see it so much.
Yeah.
So you could go and watch Fast and Furious, and then on the drive home from the cinema, you drive like an idiot because you've just watched Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like when you watch a superhero film,
you want to do pretending to be Superman.
You want to do some superhero shit, don't you?
Yeah,
After you see that, you want to do some cool shit.
Yeah.
And it's basically that, but you don't notice it unless you think about it. So 90% of the population don't even know they're being conditioned.
No, they just are. It's like social.
They just sort of go through the motions of life and they never think twice about anything.
Yeah.
So they don't know what's affecting them. That's why when we go on that camping trip, try to do every year, and you get away from all that shit.
Yeah.
That's when you really fall into who you are.
Yeah.
Because you're not surrounded by all that shit.
You're just literally in the wild.
Yeah, so it's literally just you and whoever you're with, and then the hills, the mountains, the trees, the fields, everything. It's just plain.
Yeah, there's no society to guide you.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You just guide yourself.
Yeah, there's nothing there to influence you.
Yeah.
So it's like you just get back into yourself.
I think with that as well, like having no society there to, I don't know, like with these, is it social conditioning?
Yeah.
Yeah, to do that, you just literally become yourself, and I bet 9 times out of 10, when you do that,
you'll want to keep going back.
No, you become happy, and you'll be like,
yeah,
I don't want to kill, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Become a less aggressive.
Do you know what I mean? Like when we went last time, I don't know about you, but definitely for me, I was in a bad place.
Yeah.
Last time I went, I was stressed and angry and going through some shit, and I used that as an escape to just like a breath of fresh air, basically, just to get away from everything. Forgot where I was going with this. What did I say before that?
Social conditioning and things like that.
It's that Red Bull, man. It's making me forget shit. That's right.
Yeah, but look on the bright side, dude. It's going to give you wings.
someone sued them for that, you know.
Yeah, because
Because they drank it and they didn't get wings, so they had to change the slogan. I forgot what they changed it to now though.
Red Bull could give you wings, but maybe not. Definitely not. No, it's not going to give you wings.
That sounds like something off Family Guy.
Yeah.
No, they Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, so I was in a dark place and I used that as my escape, and I was so much happier.
Yeah.
That's like the 4th time I've been there. Every time I go, I feel free. And it's not freedom that you can explain.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is you're in a field and like you've got these hills and shit. Yeah, that's cool, but you can sort of find that at home, but you won't get the same feeling.
No.
Because it's not about necessarily the scenery. It's because you're unattaching yourself from a society that is trying to brainwash it, basically.
Yeah.
Everything you do, everything you eat, everything you watch is designed to brainwash you, believe it or not. If you're eating processed foods, you don't know what's in there because they'll never tell you. So they could have anything in there.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't alter the taste, you won't know any different. On the TV, they could show you a bunch of shit that influences a decision in a certain way. This has been proven by Darren Brown, you know, the illusionist.
Yeah.
I watched something that he did a few years back where he picked someone, just an ordinary person, and using subtle signs, so he watched him and he figured out where he walked to work and shit.
Yeah.
And on his walk to work, Darren put up signs, not completely obvious signs, just subtle little signs.
Yeah.
And he managed to convince this guy to book a holiday to a destination that Darren wanted.
Yeah.
Just by putting up these signs. So you imagine watching TV for a few hours a day, imagine what they can convince you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the films that they bring out, it would be so easy to manipulate these. Like, it's already been discovered that in Disney films there's subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
To influence kids to be a certain way or do a certain thing. So when you unattach yourself to all of this stuff that's designed to sort of basically keep you in a cage.
Yeah.
When you unattach to that,
Keep you in society.
yeah, you can see things clearly because society is bullshit. Everyone knows that, but no one really knows it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone knows society is bullshit, but
Scared of getting out of it.
nobody knows it to the extent, like nobody's consciously aware of it.
Yeah.
There's a difference between knowing something and being consciously aware of it. When you know something, it's just in the back of your mind. You're like, oh yeah, I know that. When you're consciously aware, you can think of it, dissect it, think of certain details, like think of ways to change it and things like that. If everyone was in that mindset, we wouldn't have this bullshit society. Because the people in power of it know that they can't compete with the masses. They know that the people they are supposed to serve are way more powerful than the people in power will ever be.
So they need a way of...
So they need a way of caging everyone.
Yeah.
Like keeping everyone under wraps so that they don't break out. And think of it this way. A farmer has 100 cows and he keeps them in a field with a shabby little wooden fence guarding the whole thing. Right. While the farmer is sleeping in his house that's, say it's like built out of wood. Do you know the old American houses?
Yeah.
The wooden farmhouses?
Yeah.
Right, those cows could charge the fence, knock down that fucking house, kill the guy inside.
Yeah.
They could destroy that house. You're talking like, how much do cows weigh? They're fucking big, aren't they?
500-600 pounds.
Yeah, they're fucking big bastards and they can run pretty fast. If they all charged at that house, they could break out of their cage and run free.
Yeah.
But they don't, because they're conditioned to stay in there.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with society in every country. If everyone in this country decided that the way we're living is bullshit, we want to get out, we could do that easily.
Yeah.
Because who's going to stop us?
5 guys, probably not.
The army isn't going to stop us.
No.
Because they can't turn around to the army and say, you've got to kill all these people now to show them who's boss.
Right.
Because the army's going to be like, hold on a minute. That's our family you're asking us to kill.
Yeah.
We
We've
swore
got
to protect them.
We've got loyalty, but our loyalty is with our country.
Yeah.
And they're part of it.
Yeah. So if all of those people make a decision that they want out of this society, they can do that. But the reason we haven't done that, and probably never will, is because the people in power are so good at changing your mind, conditioning you to make you believe a certain thing, live a certain way, and think about things in a certain way. Like, you wouldn't even think it's possible.
Oh, but they do it.
Yeah, of course they do. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like, you just walk down the street and you'll see so many examples of it. Just think of everyone's lifestyle. It's like, how did everyone get to live the same lifestyle?
Yeah.
They didn't all think of it, did they?
Oh, I need to wake up, go to work, come back from work.
Do some other boring shit.
Free time.
Watch TV.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch TV anymore.
No, I've not. I watched a bit of TV earlier, but I weren't really watching it.
All I really
Mainly on
watch,
my phone.
Yeah, all I really watch anymore is documentaries and live sporting events, like the UFC.
Well, I like watching like free TV, and what I mean by that is like
no BBC and shit.
No. I don't mean like as in paying or cash or anything like that. I don't mean free. By that I mean free TV, like YouTube. Things like that. Like, it's free. They're not governed on what to say and what to do. They're not acting. They're just doing what they want. It's their own content.
Well, that's basically what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I think that's where you get all the truth as well.
Yeah, and that's why I like watching them, because it's... Yeah, you get the funny shit, but I mean, they can say anything what they want.
Anything.
And they're not governed by anything. They're just...
Do you know what? I've had this conversation with so many people. The one that gets me the most is the parents. I've had this conversation with my dad before.
Yeah.
And the impression I got was, oh, you're talking a load of shit. Like, it's just conspiracy theories. And they find it funny. Yeah. Because they're like, oh, look at you, you've got all your little controversial facts and shit. It's like, you got your own opinion, and like, they think it's funny. And then I'll be like, look at what you see on TV.
And then look at your life.
And my dad's like, oh yeah, watch the news. I can't lie on the news. Are you fucking kidding me? They can
run by government. Why would they not lie?
Tell you whatever they want on the news, and because they've got a platform like the news, you'll believe it.
Shit, they lie about the weather half the time.
Exactly. They lie
Sunny
about everything.
tomorrow. Highs of 35 degrees.
Well, that's just a guess, really.
Fucking snowing.
Yeah.
You bunch of pricks.
That's just a guess, really. But what I'm talking about is massive political issues. For example, 9/11, which I'm not going to get into.
No.
Because that's a story for a different day. But do you remember what we were talking about the other day with Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein?
Yep.
Well, what is stopping them from getting an actor, just like they did on Iron Man 3, dressing him up as a terrorist, and then filming a sketchy video of him saying he's going to kill everyone in the country, so that we can use that video as a reason to invade his whole country, because this one guy said he wants to kill us?
Yeah.
What's stopping them from doing that, to invade this country to get all their natural resources and then sell them? And sell them guns to fight us.
Yeah.
Because they'll make so much profit from selling them the guns and stealing all their resources. What's to stop them from doing that? Like
Nothing.
there's nothing to stop them, and you would never know the difference.
No.
It's like,
Because you just see it as, they're protecting us.
yeah, I think Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein don't exist. I don't think they even exist. Like, I don't even think they're people.
I wouldn't go as far as
No,
that.
here's the reason though. They're not famous. Before America decided that it wanted all the natural resources of the Middle East,
Yeah.
you'd never heard of these people.
No.
How convenient is it that they suddenly appear as these mass terrorists as soon as America decides that they want more natural resources?
Well, just look at, like, their natural resources.
All you have to do is look
the
at the
early
timing.
2000s, like, they were getting low. The oil fields up in Iceland or wherever were getting low. They weren't really finding deposits of oil or coal and things like that. So what would you do?
Yeah, that's the thing.
They
Like,
done what they did.
the people that don't believe in any of this shit and think it's bullshit need to wake up and ask themselves, what would they do if they were the government and it was their job to come up with a plan where they could take all these resources that they wanted and have it justified by the people they're swearing to protect? What would they do?
You'd lie.
You'd lie, and you'd set up a scenario where it justifies you doing these horrible things. Because if the government asked everyone, like in a vote, when we vote for the Prime Minister, if we had a vote like that, should we go to war with Afghanistan? They know they're going to lose that vote.
Yeah.
They know we're going to say no, because people naturally don't like war.
Yeah.
But war is so profitable, so they want the answer to be yes. So they've got to come up with a scenario where they can present us with something that'll change our mind.
Yeah.
And terrorists, as soon as you mention terrorists, everyone just gets scared. They're like, oh shit, we don't want them terrorists coming here. We best go to war with them, kill them before they can even get here.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And then
maybe,
all this shit.
Maybe, like, some of that. In a way, it's your theory.
Yeah.
It's still a theory because it's not proven.
No, of course not.
But
Just an opinion.
And maybe that's why ISIS are coming out and doing what they're doing. Maybe these are actually terrorists, but they've realised what the governments are doing, and they've had enough.
Let me ask you this as well. If you lived in Afghanistan, everything was fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got your civil wars and you've got your wars between you, but that's your business.
Yeah.
If you heard news that America or another big country, the UK, China, whatever, had just released quote-unquote evidence to the public in which you attacked them and so they're going to war with you, what would you do?
You go a bit.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you just take this scenario for ourselves, if we were falsely accused of attacking China, and so China said, fuck you lot, we're going to kill all of you, how would we feel?
Well,
We'd be like,
wait,
we haven't done fuck all, what are you doing?
You wouldn't be like that. You'd like, all right, and if you can do that, we'll get an army together. We'll fight back.
And that's exactly what happened. You can't go and invade a country
And
you have nothing to do with and expect them just to lay down and take it. Of course they're going to fight back. But then, as soon as you fight back, they're going to be like, oh look, they're trying to kill us now.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever you do...
It's definitely justified.
Yeah. And then it's just more justification for them to keep invading you.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything. As soon as the government has decided they want your resources and they've leaked some form of evidence to the public showing that it's justified, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. If you lay down and do nothing, you're all going to die and all your resources are going. If you fight back, that's more justification for them to carry on doing it.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
You said before, you're just going to fight back, aren't you?
Hey, the governments are getting everything they want.
Yeah.
They're getting all the natural resources, which is invaluable these days, because when it's gone, it's gone. So they need as much of that shit as they can get. And in the process of this, through other people, because they're not going to do it directly,
right,
they're selling arms to the people they're going to war with.
Yeah.
So that they can fight back to justify invading them, and they can make a profit on selling them arms. So they're making money, getting their resources,
yeah,
and it's being continually justified. How can they lose?
Yeah.
And then you're just there like, oh, I hope they kill these fucking terrorists. Meanwhile, not knowing that these so-called terrorists are in tank tops and shorts with flip-flops out farming, and they just get bombed.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not a fucking terrorist army. How do you think they got all those weapons? We sold them to them.
Yeah, we everyone knows that. Like back in the 80s.
We still do.
Yeah.
How do you think we make so much money?
Yeah,
we have no resources.
Yeah. But with the CIA, it all got leaked that they were funding
the people they're fighting.
Basically, Russia had invaded Afghan, and this is back in the 80s. And basically, the CIA had given all the Mujahideen weapons to fight the Russians.
Yeah.
And then it happens to be that 20 years later, 15, 20 years later,
yeah,
the same guys that gave them weapons attack them.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's because everyone's got their own agenda.
Yeah.
And think about this. Do you know anyone in the army?
I don't know quite a lot, yeah.
Right. How many soldiers do you know that think about their orders?
They don't.
What is one of the main things you learn as soon as you go into the army?
Just take orders.
When you get your orders, you follow them, or you die trying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. Now, why do they preach that?
To get you to do it.
To get you to do it without thinking.
Yeah, it's brainwashing. They do actually.
It's mass brainwashing, and they'll admit it.
Yeah.
It's because they're claiming the people that are higher up in the army. This is probably how it used to work, and it probably did used to work well.
Yeah.
If you think back to the old armies where there's none of this government shit, and it's just literally
loyalty.
Yeah, it's loyalty to your own people, and you fight for a good cause. The new people coming into the army have no experience, and so the veterans make all the decisions because they know what works and what doesn't work because they've been through it. So their communication goes down the ranks to the people that have got to carry out the orders. Now, who the fuck in this day and age do you think is giving the higher up people the orders?
What do you mean?
So, you start at the bottom.
Yeah.
You got the people that just come in, the scrubs that carry out all the dirty work, basically, do all the work. Above them, you've got the higher up people that give them the commands. Where do you think they get their commands from?
Oh, right. Either giving it to themselves or...
No, they don't give it to themselves. They're not allowed.
No, someone higher then, isn't it?
Someone higher. Where do they get theirs from? The generals.
Someone higher.
They get them from the people in the offices. Who do the people in the offices get their orders from?
Government.
The government.
Yeah.
So these people right at the bottom that are carrying out the tasks
Always
basically get their orders from the government.
Yeah.
So they could ask you to do anything. And if you're being brainwashed into just doing whatever you're told, you could go and kill a country full of innocent civilians
for fuck all.
For nothing, hence the word innocent, just because your government told you to.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, you'll realise it wasn't justified, and you basically slaughtered these people for no reason, What do most people do then?
Suicide.
Yeah.
It's the obvious way out.
Massive guilt.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't live with the guilt of slaying all these innocent people for no reason just because my government told me to. How do I get away from it? Suicide. But just think about that. Like, why are all our soldiers, and every soldier in the world basically, why are they brainwashed into taking orders no matter what? Because they know that if you think about it, you won't do it. Because it's not justified.
Yeah, it's given. They know as soon as you give them a thought and a choice,
Yeah.
they ain't going to do it. Because they know it ain't justified. That's why they say to them, look, they basically threaten them, don't they? They scare them.
Yeah.
With,
it's like,
you don't do it, then you're going to prison.
If you don't do it, you're going to prison, or accidental friendly fire.
Yeah, blue on blue.
Yeah, or dishonourable discharge.
Yeah.
Never get a job again.
Yeah.
Your life is fucked from then on. They threaten you with all this stuff for not killing someone because of what they think or what they want you to do. They're not pulling the trigger. Nothing bad happens to them.
No.
It's you that'll get fucked. If you kill someone and then it gets realised that it wasn't justified, even if they were your orders, who's the one going to get fucked? You pulled the trigger.
Yeah, and that's all the government would say. Well, I didn't do it, he pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Even though the orders came from them.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, well, you gave me the orders to do it. It's like, no, I didn't. Prove it. Do you have a copy of these orders? No, because we just had our man go and burn them.
Yeah.
Mysteriously, those orders got lost. And that's the harsh reality of the army. You're basically a gun for hire.
Yeah.
Basically.
You might as well be a robot holding a fucking gun.
It will be soon.
Right, yeah.
Because then they don't even have the ability to choose. It's just like you do what we tell you to.
Yeah.
And that's why you get brainwashed, because they want you to be like a robot. You're a killing machine.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to be. You don't even realise who you get your orders from. So you think you've got a good leader who's a good man. He knows what's right and wrong. He's got his head screwed on. He's not making the orders up. No. He's getting his orders from someone else.
And that for someone else.
Yeah, and it just goes higher up until it gets back to the government. And they're like sitting in their big posh chairs making all these decisions, but they don't have a clue about warfare or anything like that.
No.
They're just like, we want these resources. There's a small village full of women and children. Blow it up.
Yeah.
And they'll say that, and these poor little lads at the bottom will do it, and then they'll get PTSD, and then the government will refuse to fund the healthcare they need for their PTSD, like is often heard of.
Yeah.
Man, when I realised all of this shit, I didn't want to be in the army anymore. That's all I wanted to do when I was younger. Like, from the ages of like 13 to 18, 19, 20, even 20, all I wanted to do was be in the army. And then when I started to think for myself, that just quickly went. Because at the time that I wanted to be in, I was unable to think for myself. To be honest, I was in such a dark place that I didn't really give a fuck what happened to me or what I did.
Yeah, you just wanted to go.
I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. It was basically all coming from a place of anger. I was a really angry kid. I still am quite angry. I just learned to control it now. But everything I did back then came from anger, and I just thought, why not put it to use? Just something I wanted to do. And then when you start
realising,
when you wake up, because like all of this is, it's not like mystical woo-woo shit. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Like there's facts. Like you can research this and see for yourself that I'm not lying about any of this. Like these people get their orders, they don't think of them,
They just do.
Yeah, they get their orders and then they might think of a plan, but the order isn't theirs.
It's like you got the people that, I don't know, you got the doers.
Yeah.
And the people that tell them to do it.
Yeah, and the planners.
Yeah, the planners.
And the planners, just like the people that make the laws, it doesn't really apply to them. So, another topic. Do you know the new laws for, like, getting your driving licence?
Yeah.
And your bike licence and things like that? Well, the people that make those laws don't ride bikes.
No.
The people that make the bike laws don't ride bikes. And that'll probably surprise a lot of you. But that's just another example of how they don't know what they're talking about, really. They just look at some numbers on a sheet and then make their decisions from that. And that also is not a lie, that's fact. I just think it's sad though, like these people that, going back to the army shit, these people that really do put their life on their line.
Yeah, but they believe that what they're fighting for.
They believe that they're fighting for the country. They're really not. They're
Because
fighting for money.
They've been given this justification, like,
Yeah.
oh, he's murdering innocent people, he's committing genocide, go kill him. Wait.
Just because they said he was committing genocide doesn't mean he actually is.
The only reason they probably want him dead is for he could be uncovering something about them. And
Yeah, definitely.
shit like that.
Definitely. Like, all you gotta do is look at all the most influential people that have ever existed. What happened to them?
Revolutionary rappers and
Everyone that wanted
Elvis.
Everyone that wanted a revolution for a good cause, for equality, and so that everyone could like live together in happiness and peace,
Yeah.
all wound up dead way before their time. And it's not because of drug problems or whatever they tell you.
JFK.
Got JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marilyn Monroe.
And that's a real big conspiracy. Cause
Princess Diana.
shit, that's an even bigger one.
Fucking hell, mate. When I seen that one.
They tried to pirate off on the fact that they still are today. That
Yeah, they're still denying it.
he killed her. Sorry,
She was in a tunnel in her not taxi, but
it was a Bentley.
yeah, but
It's a chauffeur.
Yeah, in the chauffeur car. They said the driver just swerved. No. What was the official thing?
I'm not sure, but
I don't know, but basically they crashed in a tunnel.
yeah, flipped the car and she.
Yeah, and they died. And then all the cameras surrounding that tunnel just happened to not be working at the time.
Mm.
It's like, is that a coincidence? And then I think they found drugs in the driver's system.
Yeah.
Suggesting that he was like the suicide killer, basically.
Yeah. But then on the other note, they tried to pirate off on the fact that it could have been her lover, because she was, I think she was having an affair, and the fact it could have been her lover.
Yeah, she was having an affair with someone.
One of the lords.
I think it was in Africa. No, because she went to help the kids, didn't she, in Africa or something?
Yeah.
Like the underprivileged kids.
Yeah.
Like building churches and shit like that. And she fell in love with the guy that she was doing it with.
Mm.
And I think she couldn't be with him for whatever reason. I think she was supposed to be with someone else.
Yeah, Philip.
Yeah, whatever. And so the conspiracy is they killed her for that, like because she fell in love with this other dude or whatever. I just think it's a coincidence that all the most influential people that had the power to change the world, because of the stage that they were on and the things that they knew, Michael Jackson,
John Lennon.
fucking hell, Michael Jackson knew. He was so smart, like he knew everything they were doing to him, But because they ridiculed him so much and made everyone believe he was crazy, doesn't matter how much truth you're talking, no one will listen to you. Because as soon as you call someone crazy, no matter what they say is dismissed.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can call someone. Because then it's like, can you imagine if whatever you said didn't matter?
Well,
your opinions, all of your opinions, just irrelevant.
Just out the window, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, no matter what you say, you're crazy. So, it doesn't matter. No one listens. That's fucking horrible what they did to Michael Jackson. I really feel for him for that. It's like, even if some of his allegations were true, like, I don't believe they were, but even if they were, they weren't that bad. He didn't kill anyone.
No.
Yeah, they killed him.
Because he knew too much.
He knew too much and he was trying to tell everyone. Same as John Lennon, like you said a minute ago. If you listen to some of John Lennon's songs, all he wanted was for the world to be at peace. For everyone to be at peace with each other. No more war, no more violence.
But the thing with that is,
there's no profit in that.
Governments don't make the monies.
Yeah. Selfish bastards, aren't they? Do you know what I want? I want all of these people that make the big decisions on the world, and because you know it has to boil down to that.
Yeah,
If you go up the ranks high enough, there's got to be a small group of people that make all the decisions.
Well, they believe it's that one who owns like
the
10% of the world's money.
I can't remember the name of them, but yeah, I know.
This.
I know who you mean though.
Yeah.
All I want.
Swedish banking family.
I think they're American.
Well, they're American now, but they originated in Sweden.
Did they?
Or Swiss.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and now they're American.
Because all they do is take over banks.
Well, no, they are the banks, but they fund governments.
Yeah, they take over the banks in pretty much every country.
Yeah.
I think they own every banking branch except for 3 countries or something.
Yeah.
And there's like, what, 70-something countries?
More than that.
More than that?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what I was saying was... Yeah, what I want their fate to be. I just want all of them to get in the ring with Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, Robbie Lawler, John Jones. I just
See
want
how
all
good
of
they
them.
are on the ground.
I just want all of them to be televised, getting the shit beat out of them in a proper unarmed combat scenario, and I want the whole world to watch it.
Yeah. The thing is with them though, like, they can give all these orders and be like, yeah, go kill this guy, we don't want him, we need to get rid of him, all this shit. Like, reverse that.
Kill you.
No, not that. You go do it.
Yeah, they're not going to do shit, are they?
They're that scared they wouldn't even pick
It's
a gun.
that.
It's too much
money.
money. Yeah.
Because if you don't do it, mercenaries will.
Yeah. Good on.
There's always mercenaries.
Mercenaries most of the time, they don't give a fuck, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
They
but
just wanna
that's
make
the
money,
wrong
isn't it?
attitude. Why does everything revolve around money? When you die, you can't take it with you.
No.
I heard this story that I thought was amazing. I heard this story a few years ago. It was on some sort of motivational video.
Yeah.
Where this guy used to play Monopoly with his grandma.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this story before.
No.
He used to play Monopoly with his grandma, and he could never beat her. And years went by, and he'd play with her all the time. He could never beat her. And then one day, I think he did so much like research into it and like really practiced, like looked at the details of it, and he finally beat her. And then she said, "Well done." And now it all goes back into the box.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, well done, you've put all this effort in to finally win this money.
Yeah.
And now it all goes back into the box.
Which goes back into the kit, it's the same as...
So when she's saying, you can work all you want to get all this money and all these material possessions, but when you die, what happens to those material possessions?
Just go back in the box.
They were here before you were, and they'll be here after you've gone.
Yeah.
So why does everyone make their life decisions based on it?
People kill over it, don't they?
All killing, or most killing, is done over money.
Mm.
Like, fair enough, you may not know that, but if you follow the chain high enough, you'll see that that's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no way of fixing it though.
Because it's gone too far now.
Yeah, it's gone way too far now. There can't be world peace anymore.
No.
Because you're always going to get those people. There will always be greedy, selfish people. It's okay to be selfish, but greed is another thing.
Mm.
Like, you're always going to get people that want more than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Through whatever insecurities they have. You're always going to get people that are just naturally violent and just fucked in the head. But there's no coming back from it. There's no coming back from the society we're in now. We can have a revolution and everyone will be fine for maybe a couple of years, but ultimately we're just going to go back to the same thing.
Yeah.
There's always got to be someone in power, else there'll just be chaos.
Yeah.
You'll never have equality, total equality, because people form groups and then they want to take over everything. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if the world changed tomorrow and everyone was completely equal, people would just form groups.
Yeah.
And in that group, just look at The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There's groups that just want everything.
Yeah.
You can never have equality because you've always got those people.
Yeah.
And the only way you could ever really fix that is if you revert back a few thousand years where we
start again.
And completely start again, where we didn't have any technology, no currency, no money, no buildings, nobody owns a certain part of the land, nobody owns anything, you just survive.
Yeah.
And the way humans are meant to survive is in small groups. So you'll have a small community. It's basically how animals do it.
Yeah.
You know, a small community, when it gets too big, you break off into two groups.
Yeah.
And then you have providers in that group, you have people that look after other people. Everyone has a certain job to fulfill. And then if you fulfill your job well, you provide a service to that group. They'll look after you when you need looking after. If you don't, you're out and you're on your own.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way we would ever get back to equality, total equality, is if we went back to that. And obviously that's never going to happen.
Just got to keep moving forward then, haven't you?
Yeah. So if you really think about it, the system we have in place right now is about as good as it can get. What improvements would you make?
Well, none really, because you can't.
There's nothing you can do without it horribly backfiring.
Yeah.
If you say, right, we're going to get rid of the government, no one's in charge,
It would just go to shit.
it will go to complete shit. Because then who's going to make the decisions on the country's well-being in the future?
No.
There'll be no one to do it. The people can't do it because you'll never come to a decision. You'll have half the country vote one thing, half the country vote another thing.
Yeah.
No one's going to make that decision. There's always got to be someone at the front. There's always got to be a leader.